It's your boy AJ back with another freaking video, and today I'm here with another freaking story time. Hope you guys are enjoying all the story times, my love. But today we're here with another story time, child. I need y'all help. Let's roll the intro so we can get directly on into the story time so y'all can see what I need help with. So you guys, this story time starts off in high school, actually 9th grade year. So 9th grade year, girl, I had went to this high school that was big, girl. I remember the first day I got there. The first day I got there, my mama drove me up. I didn't ride the bus, girl. My mama drove me to school, and I remember walking in and almost having a heart attack. It was so many people in the hall. It was this grand, big old front, and it was like, oh my goodness, I don't want to be dramatic, but it felt like thousands of people. And I was like, oh my God, what is this, honey? Because I remember driving up to the school, and when I looked at the outside of the school, I said, oh, this is going to be a maze and a mess. I said, this is going to be a hot mess. Girl, I walked up through that dang door, and all them people was in there. I said, Jesus. I said, is this high school or a university? I was spooked and I was nervous, but they ended up walking me back to the anger management classroom, and it was less people, girl. I think it was maybe about 20 of us in that class. It wasn't that many folks, girl. It was way less people than the front of that school. Now, when I ended up getting into the anger management classroom, I met the anger management teacher. Now, let me explain how this step works. Now, if you watched any of my story times before, y'all know I said I was in the anger management classroom, and the name of that classroom is called STEP. Now, they would have a main teacher, and then the main teacher would have like maybe 2 or 3 assistants in the classroom. Now, girl, this teacher was a lady, and we're gonna call her Kim. My anger management teacher was a lady, and her name was Kim, and I ended up meeting Kim, and she was cool but crazy. I could clearly tell first or second day, we gonna be best friends, but we gonna bump heads, and it's gonna be a key when we get to bumping. I automatically knew that me and her was gonna bump heads, but we was gonna be the best of friends. And girl, what happened? The year started to go, and we was the best of friends, but we would bump heads, but then we were still the best of friends. Now, Miss Kim was known to stop by my classes and check on me, because in the anger management classroom, you know, you have to sit in there, and if you do good in the anger management classroom for maybe like a week or 2, they let you go to your classes. So they let you go to, you know, your actual math class, your English class, your history class, your drama class, your science class. They let you go to your classes. Now, I was going to all 7 of my classes, girl, and I didn't even have to go to the anger management classroom at all, except for in the morning. I would just check in with Miss Kim and be like, girl, what's it? Mother is here, mama in the building, I'm headed to first period. That's what they would give. But she would come check on me in my classes and make sure I was still there, make sure I was just in the classroom. And I was never one to skip, but I think she was just missing a kid, because girl, I gave her the best time of her life when I was in the anger management classroom all day with her. So I'm pretty sure she was just used to check on me, because girl, she was trying to see what a baddie was doing. So one day in particular, you guys, I ended up having this run-in with this teacher, which was a science teacher upstairs. And what did he teach? I can't remember what he teach, but girl, he was a coach. At night he was a coach, and by day he was a teacher. I hate those type of teachers. Don't you hate those type of teachers? Because the by night coaches and the by day teachers, girl, those half and half teachers be a complete mess. They don't know how to teach. They always messy, and they always half-assing the actual teaching job. They do the duties of coaching full out. Girl, they coaching, they blow the whistle. They blow the whistle. Girl, they blowing the whistle, they screaming, they doing all that on the field, but in the classroom, all you can do is hit play on the YouTube video. All you can do is hit Kahoot. I hate a Kahoot type teacher. So I was in the Kahoot, girl. I was in Coach Kahoot's classroom, all right, girl. And I was in there, and we ended up having like some type of back and forth, man. And I don't know what the back and forth was about. And this was 9th grade year. So girl, me and this teacher is going back and forth, and randomly Miss Kim pops out of nowhere. Now Coach Kahoot, girl, Coach Kahoot, he's a grown man, and he wasn't the one to push no button. He was gonna push your buttons, but he wasn't gonna push no button and call down to the office for help. So I know he didn't call her. So she randomly appeared when me and him start arguing. So me and him are arguing, girl, and I mean arguing in front of the whole class. He say something, I'm saying something, we're going back and forth or whatever, girl, on the verge of cussing each other out. Girl, out of nowhere, Miss Kim busts in the door, and she's like, I know that ain't my baby. Me and Coach Kahoot is going back and forth, girl, go back and forth, and she busts in like, I know that ain't my baby. She said, oh, Coach Kahoot, I'm so sorry, and he's so sorry. I'm looking at her like, I'm not sorry, bitch. I'm looking at her like, I'm not sorry, girl. I'm not sorry. She apologizing on my behalf and could barely get both of her feet in the door. She apologizing on my behalf, and you know I got the mouth for the South, so I'm pretty sure she heard me a couple halls down, honey. But she busts in talking about some, you know, I know that ain't my baby. I'm so sorry, Coach Kahooted. No, I'm not. Nobody's apologizing to Coach Kahooted. Coach Kahooted got a little bit more. I got a little bit more I can give him. So she ends up pulling me out of his classroom or whatever, and she sends me back to her classroom. So she's still down there talking to Coach Kahooted, and I'm down, you know, walking down the hallway, headed back to Ink Master class. Cause I'm like, girl, how she just fall out of nowhere? But she's like this motherly thing. She always knew when I was in here flapping my wings a little too hard at the next girl. So I end up walking to her class or whatever, and she comes back and she's like, what happened with you and Coach Kahooted? And I'm like, you know, he said something, girl. We ended up going back and forth, but it wasn't that deep, honey. And we're just talking and catching up. Girl, I think, what? Because Coach Kahooted class was maybe 3rd or 4th. By the time 5th period came, which was the lunch, honey, she went on the lunch and came back and baby brought me a meal. Oh my goodness, girl. Miss Kim was a blessing. She knew I loved a good burger. At the time, I was obsessed with Steak and Shake, and this was the time where they was sending coupons to everybody's house, girl. So she would go and give me like it's like a double Steak and Shake burger. It came with like 2 different sides, like a fried, well, I would do a double fried, girl, then a shake. It was the grandest old meal. And I'm like, girl, I need to start cussing out Coach Kahooted a little more. This girl that got me a meal. Girl, I'm eating my Steak and Shake, having the best old time. The best old time. Now, we're gonna fast forward to 9th grade, like December. This is right before Christmas break. So right before Christmas break, she said that she had been a teacher multiple times, and at the school we was working at, it was a little ghetto. And she was saying over Christmas break, folks would come in and take things out of her classroom. And she said, this year I'm not dealing with it. She said, this year I'm not dealing with it. So she ended up like taking half of her stuff out of her classroom, because she bought a lot of the stuff herself. So she was taking stuff out of her classroom, put it in her car, and taking it home. So end up, girl, in January she came back talking about, so can you help me put all this stuff back? Girl, I helped her put all the stuff back. Anywho, now that was 9th grade year. I have a lot of more stories about Miss Kim, but I want to skip to 10th grade year, girl. So 10th grade year, I want to skip all the way to December of 10th grade year. Girl, December come back around, she said, oh, you know, I want to do it again. I need to do this again. I need to take all this stuff out, you know, like last year, put it in my car, because I'm not keeping it in my classroom over Christmas break. So I'm like, oh, girl, all right, I guess it's just ritual. So I'm taking things out to her car. This time, I'm taking a little more than last year. I'm taking a little bit more than last year. Last year, she kind of left half of the stuff, you know, put half of the good stuff in her car. But I'm taking a little bit more than last year, but I ain't thinking no mind of it, girl. So I'm taking it. Now, Christmas break happened, you know, we're out of school for maybe like 3.5 weeks, and we come back the 2nd week of January. So the 2nd week of January, girl, it's just me and the anger management assistants, but Miss Kim is nowhere to be found. And I'm thinking, girl, I hope she okay. I hope she ain't pregnant. I hope she ain't pregnant. I'm like, I hope she okay. Now the 1st week goes by, the 2nd week goes by, 3rd week goes by, and there's no Miss Kim at all. And I'm like, where the hell is Miss Kim? Now, Miss Kim had this running joke where she was like, look here, I love my job. And you could clearly tell she loved her job. She loved it, girl. When I start telling other stories about Miss Kim, you're gonna be like, oh, girl, yeah, she loved her job. Girl, she loved her job. And she would always say, the only way I would quit my job or leave my job, honey, is if I'm older, dying, or I either hit the lottery. And I'm thinking like, girl, I know she ain't dead. And I know she hit the lottery. Did she hit the lottery? Because this lady never came back. I swear to God, this lady never came back. This lady told us to help her pack some of her stuff in the car for Christmas break, and she never came back. Nobody in the school ever heard from her ever again. Y'all, now look here. Shout out to her. I don't know if you're watching. If you're watching this video, you know I love you. Miss Kimball. Miss Kimball was top tier, okay? She was top tier. She was legendary. I can't wait to tell more stories about her, but I just want to tell y'all, like, she disappeared. Like, she Houdini. Like, when I tell y'all, I have been for a long time, up until like maybe like into COVID, I was searching for her. I was, girl, trying to find her. Like, I could not find her because she was not one of the social, and she wasn't an old lady. She was like maybe, I don't know, might be like 36. She wasn't old. So I was thinking like she would have a Facebook, Instagram, or something. Didn't have a goddamn thing. She didn't even have a Pinterest. Didn't have a nothing. Didn't have a nothing. And then me and my mom was cool with her, and she ended up changing her number on everybody. She didn't, girl, nobody got to do nothing. Girl, do. lady disappeared. I don't know where she went. To this day, I have never seen her, bumped into her, ran into her. Nothing. Nothing. I mean, I even Googled. I mean, I'm even looking up obituaries. No obituary found on this lady. This lady disappeared. So she must hit the lottery. She must hit the lottery because she only said that she would only disappear if she dropped dead or she hit the lottery. And she must hit the lottery and got on down, because that was gag worthy. Shout out to her. I was kind of sad because like I lived for her so much the first 2 years of school, and we was talking about some, oh, she couldn't wait to see me graduate, and she didn't see my graduation, but I didn't see my graduation either, because y'all know I'm class 2020, class of no prom, class of no walk, class of nothing, class of COVID. Anyways, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my short story. I hope you guys are enjoying all the stories that I've been posting, but I love y'all so much. Stick around to the end of this video to see the Storytime playlist and go watch all of the great grand old keys. But I'll definitely see y'all in a different video. Bye.